Hi everyone, this is Nia and today I'm going to be painting these colorful houses in front of a body of water. These buildings remind me so much of the buildings in Italy or Croatia, and I'm going to start by roughly sketching it out. This is the reference image that I used. I love the color combination of the pastel colors, and I also really like the reflection under the boat, so I wanted to give it a try. Since I have a different aspect ratio on my sketchbook compared to this picture, I needed to figure out which areas I wanted to include, so I decided to cut off the buildings on the sides, on the left and on the right, so I don't touch the edge of the paper. I also need to space it out in a way where I can include the top parts of the buildings, and I just randomly cut instead of continuing to the sides for the top part as well. Once I figured that out, I tried to position the main rectangles in a way where everything can fit, including the boats in the foreground. And once I can visualize the spacing, I'll add on the doors and windows. It's important to draw the buildings first instead of going straight to the details so you don't waste time erasing the small things if you need to fix the position. As I'm drawing out the details, I realized that it's not so accurate to the picture, but this is something that I don't mind because I just want to get the overall idea across. You don't need to have the windows and doors exactly the same. In fact, you can also design your own if you have any other ideas. I personally just simplified mine to fit it in the space that I have. After drawing out the main elements, I wanted to add some plants and flowers to make it look a bit more lush instead of just squares and buildings, so I just randomly added bushes to areas where I feel they can grow. Even if they can't though, it's just a painting, so you can add them wherever to decorate the composition. Okay, so here's the sketch. Next I'll go over the colors. This is Prussian Blue by Holbein, Cerrulean Blue by Holbein, Quin Red by Daniel Smith, Permanent Yellow Deep by Holbein, Terre Verte by Holbein, and Bleedproof White by Dr. P.H. Martins. I'm also going to outline this painting and I'll be using colored pencil first, then a pen. This is a brown pen and this is not waterproof. I personally like to outline with a pen better for this one, but sadly I couldn't find my brown pen at the time, which is why I started with the pencil. I'm going to paint the flowers first, and for the first one I'm going to use this pinkish purple color. This is from a mix of Quin Red and Prussian Blue. You can also mix this with some Cerrulean Blue as well for a brighter tone. For the next one, I'm going to create more of a warm pink, and I'm just using really thin consistency of Quin Red with the tiniest bit of Permanent Yellow Deep. Next for the green, I'm going to use Terre Verde with some Prussian Blue, bit of Quin Red to mute the color, and also a bit of Permanent Yellow Deep to make it a bit warmer. I'm going to paint in between the flowers and around it for all of the bushes that I've painted so far. At the top, I'm going to create another color for the flower. This is from mainly Permanent Yellow Deep, and I warm it up slightly with a tiny little bit of Quin Red. For the smaller pots, I use a lighter brush load so it's easy for the water to flow out of my bristles, and I'm just using the very tip of my brush to do little taps. And for this little greenery in the middle, I'm going to use the same green, but I'm starting with a light consistency. Then I'm going to wait for it to dry and move on to the potted tree on the right hand side. Once the green is a bit more dry, I went back to it with a slightly thicker consistency and dotting it in a bit more detail. I felt like the plants on the pots were a bit too small, so I extended it down to make it look a bit more bushy and lush. Once I'm done with the plants, I'm going to start coloring in the exterior of the buildings, starting with the one on the left here. I'm using a warm yellow, which is from Permanent Yellow Deep. You can also add a touch of Quin Red to make the color even warmer. On the right side, I want this to be a pink building, and I'm using a light consistency and quite a heavy brush load so I can spread the color evenly, using a mix of mostly Quin Red, now with a touch of Permanent Yellow Deep. For the side of the building, I'm going to use a really vibrant version of this color, which is the same but with a slightly thicker consistency. For the building in the middle, I'm going to use somewhat of a really light cream color that it's almost white, and this is from a mix of those two building colors, but I'm painting this in a very, very light consistency. And on the left here, I reused the pink color. So to turn this Prussian blue closer to that color, I've added a little bit of Quin Red. If you would like to make this look more pastel in general, you can also mix all these colors with Chinese white. On this house, the blue is a bit lighter, so I decided to just use a really light consistency of Cerrulean blue. By the way, despite its simplicity in the outline, it actually took me a while to figure out the spacing and such, so I'll have this available in my Ko-fi shop for you guys to download if you're interested. Now for the inside of the windows, I've taken this purple mixture from Prussian blue and Quin Red, and I decided to add some yellow to basically mute it and turn it into a brown. But then this is still dominant with the purple, so you can see there's a slight purple tone in the brown mixture. I wasn't sure how dark I wanted this compared to everything else, so I started with a light consistency, but towards the end I actually ended up going over it again with a thicker consistency, so there's more contrast between the lighter value and the darker value, which also helps the other colors look more pastel. So you can go ahead and do that straight away. I just wasn't sure at this point as I was painting. I also used the same color for this line under the roof. I'm guessing it's a drain or pipe. Then for the roof, I'm going to use a mix of Prussian blue, Quin Red, and Permanent Yellow Deep, which is basically the same mix as before, but I'm going to increase the yellow and red in the ratio to create a completely different color. I'm using a light to medium consistency to paint the base. Sometimes I like to also place the same mixture with more Permanent Yellow Deep, and I feel like this brings a little bit more interest as the color isn't so flat. I forgot to paint the windows at the top, and I'm using the same mix, but this has a different ratio because my brush had that orange, so the color is a bit more gray. Doesn't matter though, because we're going to go over it again later on. And for the pots, I use the same color as the roof, but in a slightly thicker consistency. Next, I'm going to simplify the roof tiles. I'm going to start at the bottom of the roof where there's a bit of space from the curves of the tiles, and this is from the same mix as before but with added Prussian blue in the ratio. So it's closer to the color of the window, but I used a thicker consistency. Then using the same color, I've lined the rows of tiles vertically following the slant of the roof, and in the middle here I didn't think I drew out the perspective correctly, so I just tried to make the most of it and still follow the slant. With some of the colors which faded a little bit too much, I like to go over parts of it, especially at the bottom. Here I'm painting the texture of the tiles on the roof, and I'm using the same mix as the base, but I'm going to paint on some tiny curved lines ending on the next vertical line. I'm going to keep repeating this until I filled all of the area of the roof, and these curves will give a bit more body and thickness to these roofs. After I'm done with the roofs, I feel like the color of the buildings are all a bit too faded and light, so I'm going to go over them again. And for the one in the middle, I'm going to make it slightly textured, so hopefully it doesn't look too flat. Moving on to the boats, I'm going to use the brown mixture from the roofs again. And I'm going to follow the reference image for the design. I'm just painting the top as well as the bottom while leaving the middle empty. And I'm going to do this for two boats, and on the right I'm going to paint it blue. For the blue, I've just added Prussian blue into the mixture on my palette at the bottom, so the color is not too overly vibrant, but this nice muted but deep blue. I know this is not drawn accurately, and I'm not really experienced with drawing or painting boats, so I really tried to simplify the reference by following the parts in shadow and areas which are brighter. For the inside of the boats, I tried to make it look three-dimensional. I used the same brown for the side of the boats, but in a thin consistency for the brighter areas, and for the dark brown, I've added more Prussian blue and Quin Red in the ratio. As for the reflections, this part is really fun to do. I've dampened the parts of the area close to the boats, and I'm going to pick out colors I've used for the boat and the buildings. I try to paint zigzags and swivels as the paint slightly blooms outward, blending with each other. As you're doing this, you want to make sure that the surface is only slightly damp and not puddling, so when the colors bloom out, they do so in a more controlled manner as the paint follows the water. Now that the colors are more vibrant all around, I need to also increase the saturation of the flowers. I don't want to lose the lightness, so instead I add a darker value for the shadows instead for both the flowers and the greeneries. According to the reference, the light is coming from the top left, so I'm going to place the shadows on the bottom of the flowers and on the right side. I'm painting in the same way as how I've painted the base, by dotting randomly with the tip of my brush, but I'm leaving the light base color as is on the top left side where the light is hitting. For the details of the doors and windows, you can draw them out with your paint, or you can add them while you outline. I tried to do both since I haven't made up my mind, but since this painting is quite small, I know I don't have too much space to add too many details while painting, so I've left some out to draw or outline at the end. Next is my favorite part to paint, which are the cast shadows. I've been wanting to learn to paint things with harsh shadows because I feel like it really enhances the mood of the painting. I feel like I'm going to look for more references in the future for this to study it more. But for this one, I've picked a muted purple color. I like that it's still a little bit vibrant, so it doesn't make the overall painting look too murky. And again, this is from Prussian blue and Quin Red mostly, with a touch of yellow. I like to place them under the flower bushes and plants to give them more volume, and also under parts of the window frames of the buildings. There's a long pipe on the side of the building, but instead of drawing them out, I decided to kind of negatively paint it, and I just want to see how that goes. You can also go over it again with some bleed-proof white if you would like, but I feel like I'm using this painting more to study the cast shadows rather than focusing too much on the details. I've noticed from the reference the shadows can be quite long for voluminous things like the plants, and there might also be cast shadows from factors that we might not see in this image. Like on the left, I've decided to add some shadows from the previous buildings. I am not sure whether that was a good decision or not on my part, but I decided to also make up the shapes and see if it still makes sense in the composition for certain areas. I feel like in general, it's more about the angle and placement more than the actual shapes. So that's the thing I try to focus on. I was personally still struggling as I was painting this because I was still overthinking these parts. So I know I wasn't going to do a good job overall when it comes to the values and balance for this painting. Despite that though, I feel like this is something that I needed to learn, so I just kept going along with it, and I really had fun painting all the cast shadows. This painting has taken me a while to finish, and I was running out of time. Overall, this took me a bit more than 2 hours to paint and outline. This is why I decided to skip the details of the windows and the door and just outline the rest of the details with my pencil. And I first used my pencil because I couldn't find my usual waterproof brown pen. I really wanted the lines to be nice and fine for this one, so in the beginning, while the pencil is sharp, I still quite like the lines, but it turns blunt pretty easily, making the lines thicker and less defined because of the textured paper. And once I've noticed, I decided to switch to my brown pen, which I'll do towards the end. But sadly though, this one is not waterproof, so I had to make sure that anything I paint on top of the pen will be very minor. The railings on the balconies were much easier and more defined when I drew it out with pen, and I really like the sharpness, so from here I decided to sharpen parts of the outline that I've done where I feel like the outlines from my pencil were getting a little bit too unclear. From here on, I'm just going to do final touch-ups with the outlines and add more cast shadows on the left. I'm going to add some highlights with bleed-proof white, especially for the reflection on the water. Overall, I don't think this is my best work or close to it even, but I still learned a lot. I feel like I need to be much more brave with the values of the cast shadows because I feel like what I'm painting right now, the shadows kind of blends too much into the background, and maybe I need to darken the values especially close to the object first, then fading into something a bit lighter. Maybe in the future I need to try easier subjects to paint with, but despite all that, I still learned a lot of new things and I had fun playing with all the different colors. And here I finally realized that the windows were a bit too light, so the overall painting looks bit too faded for my liking, so I'm just going to do another layer to darken it, but that's basically it for this painting. So this is basically the finished look. Please let me know what you think in the comments if you have any inputs for the cast shadows for me. But like usual, the list of tools as well as my social media links will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye!